Need for CMOS analog circuit. Let us consider a few applications where it is difficult or even impossible to replace analog functions with digital counterparts. So this topic is about need for analog circuit. That means in today's world we see a lot of digital circuit like digital microprocessor, digital microcontroller, etc. But still the analog industry is not vanished. So what is need for that? So there are some things in which replacing analog circuitry is next to impossible. So that's why analog circuits are still used. So first application is processing of natural signals. Naturally occurring signals are analog. A microphone generates voltage amplitude which varies from a few millivolts to 100 millivolts with respect to sound. So first is processing of natural signals. As we know, the real world is analog. So the sound signal which we send out of our throat is analog signal. So we have to convert it into digital signal. For that a microphone is used for that purpose. So it generates a voltage amplitude which varies from a few millivolts to 100 millivolts with respect to sound. A photocell in video camera produces a current. So similarly, according to a microphone which converts sound signal to our electrical signal, similarly a photocell in video camera produces a current. Then a seismographic sensor has output voltage ranging from few microvolts. So similarly a seismographic sensor is there which has output voltage ranging from few microvolts. Then each of these system consists of ADC in digital signal processor. So each of these signals like small ICs like Atmega 328P also, it has a 12-bit ADC. So each of these system consists of ADC and a digital signal processor DSP. So there is also DSP which is used in our computer mouse also. DSP is used in computer mouse also. So each of these system consists of an ADC which is analog to digital converter. So there is a need for analog circuitry here. Amplifier boost signal and analog filter suppressed out of band components. So this figure is basically of that ADC. So first there is a signal, then there comes an amplifier. So amplifier amplifies that signal, then there comes a filter, so which it filters suppresses the out of band components, that is it will band pass that signal, it will limits its component. Then there comes an ADC which is in bits like 12-bit ADC, 8-bit ADC, etc. So it converts analog signal to digital signal, and there comes a digital signal processor finally. So this is basically how it works when comes to analog signal. Then digital communication. In order to improve quality of communication, binary systems are converted to multi-level signal. Multi-level signals necessitate a digital to analog converter DAC in transmitter and produces multiple levels of grouped binary data. That means in order to improve the quality of communication, binary systems are converted to multi-level. That means multi-level are like in binary there are only two levels. In multi-level systems there are more than two levels, so they are used. A multi-level signal necessitates a digital to analog converter DAC in transmitter and produces multiple levels of group binary data. It means that multi-level signals necessitate, that means it is necessary to have an analog to digital converter or digital to analog converter. So DAC is digital to analog converter. So there is a need for analog circuitry here also. Now disk drive electronics. Disk drive electronics, a data stored magnetically on a computer hard disk, is in a binary form. When data is read by a magnetic head and converted to electrical signal which is in analog form. So data stored magnetically on a computer hard disk is in binary form. So there is a nowadays data is stored online, but there were hard drives of 1 TB, or there were floppy disk also in earlier times. So they had a magnetic head, and they used to convert electrical signal in analog form. and they used to store data on that device. So there we used that analog circuitry. Now, wireless receivers, the signal picked up by an antenna of radio frequency RF receiver, example a pager or a cellular telephone, exhibit an output of only a few millivolts and center frequency of 1 GHz or higher. That means wireless receivers also they use analog circuitries. So they exhibit an output of only 1 millivolt and center frequency of 1 GHz or higher. So here also we need an analog circuitry. Now, optical receivers. In optical fiber system, data is converted to light by means of laser diode. At receiver end, light is converted to a small electrical current by a photodiode. So here also we need analog to digital converter, and here only the difference is a laser diode is used. Now, sensors. Sensors play a critical role in our life. For example, video camera incorporate an array of photodiode to convert an image to a current. So sensors play a critical role. So in video camera there is a sensor which converts and incorporate an array of photodiode to convert image to current. So it has an array of photodiodes in video camera. So it converts an image to respective current. So here also we need analog circuitry. Microprocessor and memories. Many issues related to distribution and timing of data and clock across large chips or among chips mandate that high speed signals be viewed as analog waveforms. So, in addition, semiconductor memories employ high speed sense amplifier. So, it is about microprocessor and memories. So they provide nowadays high speed data, and they need a high speed sense amplifier for this, so which is an analog device. So here also we need analog signals. Analog circuits. The design of analog circuits itself has evolved together with the technology and performance requirement. As device dimensions shrink, supply voltage of IC drops, analog and digital circuits are fabricated on a single chip. Many issues arise. So the design itself is evolved together with technology and performance requirement. That means design of analog circuit is tough. So we need to study it. Then as device dimension shrinks, that means scaling is performed. The supply voltage of IC drops, and analog and digital circuits are fabricated on a single chip as many issues arise. So that means we have to study this field of VLSI for this. So analog circuits design is not that easy, it is difficult. Now, basic MOS device physics. MOSFET acts as a switch. When operating as a switch, transistor connects source and gate together if VG is high and isolate source and drain if VG is low. That means MOSFET acts as a switch in when source and gate are together and VG is high. So source and gate are connected together to make it as a switch. Now, MOSFET structure. A dimension of gate along source to drain path is called length. So source to drain path is called length. Then and perpendicular to length is called width. So perpendicular to length is called width. Then since during fabrication, source to drain junction side diffuse, the actual distance between source and drain is slightly less than L. That means side diffusion of junction should be considered also. That means we have to subtract it. So we will study that. To avoid confusion, we write L effective is equal to L drawn minus 2 LD. So L effective is effective length, T ox is oxide thickness. So L effective is effective length, L drawn is LD is basically, so LD is side diffused. It is multiplied by 2 because it has diffused at source and drain. So it is multiplied on both sides. So basically it is multiplied by 2. So L drawn minus 2 into LD. So L is L effective, that means effective length, and T ox here is oxide thickness. Typical values of the time of this writing are L effective is equal to 0.15 mu m, that is micrometer, and oxide capacitance is 50A. For example, if a circuit operates between 0 to 3 volt, V substrate NMOS is equal to 0. Now MOSFET small signal model. We derive small signal model by producing small increment in bias point and calculating resulting increment in other bias parameters. Since drain current function of gate to source voltage, we incorporate a small voltage dependent current source equal to GM-VGS. This is diagram for basic MOSFET small signal model. So VGS is given and GM is transconductance here, and gate drain source are shown. So this is basics of MOSFET small signal model. So now in this first diagram, channel length modulation represented by dependent current source, so which is alpha into VDS. Now in second diagram, in this diagram, channel length modulation is represented by a resistance which is R0. In this diagram, body effect represented by dependent current source.